Hey. I was thinking, and so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. I apologize because my voice is heavy and I don't know why. It's probably the weather. That's what we blame everything on, right? But no, seriously, it probably is the weather. But I wanted to come on here because this past Monday, I went out riding. I am a cyclist. And so during biking season here in Cleveland, we have what is called slow roll. It's in other places as well, but what it is an organization where people come together, the community comes together, and we ride in various neighborhoods. It's allowing people to see or remember that cycling is an option, it's a form of exercising. Get out there and do it yourself, but also just to bring some joy to the neighborhoods. This past week, we were in Asia Town, which is not far from where I grew up. And so it was good to see that neighborhood, to see the changes, and also just to spread some love, some bike love to the people who were there seeing us. We had close to 500 people. So you can imagine how excited kids are and people in general to see that massive amount of people cycling through neighborhoods. I had the opportunity to talk to someone who I know. Now, that's one of the beautiful things about slow rolling is that you have the opportunity to meet people who you may not have known, to connect with those who are like-minded, and to learn something about them. However, this week I spoke to someone who I knew a little bit about. I will say she's a friend. We're friendly, right? But we're becoming friends. And she is someone who is going through cancer right now. I tell you, on the day that we rode this past Monday, she had just come from her second chemotherapy treatment. And I was like so excited to see her because it was a reminder as to what a badass she really is. To be out there and not letting this journey get the best of her. She is still doing what she loves to do, and she's inspiring people as she does it. But she was telling me that her hair had started coming out last week and that she was going to actually cut it on Tuesday. And I remember that moment when my hair came out. It was sad. I mean, fortunately, I never had a lot of hair, so I didn't miss the length. But it is something to know that there's nothing you can do about it. It's out of your control. And it's painful. When my hair started falling out, my scalp was tender. And I never understood when people used to say they're tender-headed. I'm like, what is that? Now I do. To this day, even though it's been 15 years, I am still tender-headed. So I get it. But anyway, she was going to cut her hair. Her friends was going to come over and they were going to cut her hair. And it reminded me of my journey, as I said, because my friends came over and shaved my hair. I may even tell the story in the context part of this, just so you can see how silly mine was. But nonetheless, when she did it yesterday, she did it on Facebook Live. So I was able to join in and watch her go through this journey. I tell you, no one can understand what it's like if you hadn't been there. If you hadn't been at a place where you're going through chemo, you're fighting for your life, you're losing your hair. It's a lot. It's a lot emotionally, a lot mentally. The physical part you just deal with, right? Although it is a lot for some people physically too, because some people have an attachment to their hair. So I get it. But as I watched her, she looked beautiful. I mean, she had a perfectly shaped head. So she's gonna be fine with her bald head. But I asked her, how is she feeling? And she said she feels good. She loves the way it looks. She said she always wanted to cut her head like Sinead O'Connor. So now she didn't have a choice because it was coming out. But I was thinking about life and how life is lifing for a lot of people. Yes, life can be beautiful. We all experience some beautiful moments, but there's some ugly moments that we deal with as well. And when we're in those ugly moments, it's always great to have someone who can support you through it. I'm grateful for the fact that I've gone through cancer, that I can be there for other people. because I know what it's like. I'm able to use my experience, my time, my story to help someone else go through theirs. I found out in conversing with my fellow cyclists that we have the same GYN oncologist. So I know she's in good hands. She feels comfortable with it, but her mindset and her positive energy is what's going to get her through this. And I'm so, so happy to know that she's just in great spirits, even though I know that's nothing but God that can do that for people. But it made me think even more as I was talking about purpose. You know, when we think about purpose, we think about what it is that we can do. What is this grand thing that we can leave to this world? And I really love the definition that I heard some months ago. And it says, your purpose is the gift you offer to meet a need in the community you're a part of. I happen to be a part of the cancer community. And so there's a gift that I can give to someone, a support system that I can be to someone who also goes through this. But I ask you, what community can you offer your gift to? What skills, what talents, monies, story, experiences do you have that you can share with someone else that would be a gift to them? The only reason we're born is to be a solution. I believe that. If you believe it, then what problem can you solve? We are all part of God's answer. Let me say that again. We're all part of God's answer to someone else's prayer. Someone is praying for an answer, and we're the solution. So I just wanted to share that to give you something to think about. Like, how can you serve humanity? What have you gone through to let someone else know you're not alone? There is nothing that someone has gone through that other people have not experienced too. What is it that you can share? Whether it's going through a divorce, whether it's losing a child, whether it's being motherless on Mother's Day for the first time. There are people who can help you in your journey so that you don't feel as though you're out there by yourself, isolated. So that's what I wanted to give and share with you today because it was on my heart. And I really think we need to be better and more intentional with offering ourselves up as a solution. All right, you all take care. Know that I love you and be well. Bye-bye.